everyone. My name is Timothy Karambat, and I'm here submitting my project for the MiamiCoin Hackathon. It was probably about like 2.5-ish weeks of work, and my whole concept was building a proof of hold system that would allow someone to physically access a real space if they owned either any amount of a specific token or they owned a specific amount of a token. So there are other methods that we can implement here, like a pay-per-use model to where people could just, right there, do the transaction and get access. That was a little bit out of scope, but it is something that I do kind of have half worked up. But for the purposes of this demo, we're just going to go over a minimum amount wallet, because that's what I have. The website and the code for this will be on GitHub, and I'll publish it for people to see and critique. Please keep in mind, though, that this was a hackathon project. So without further ado, let's kind of just jump into it. What we have is the site, which can be found at Denizen3e818.webapp. This is hosted on Firebase at this time. And you can see that, I have a Hero browser wallet. And if this loads fast enough, this has 35 stacks token in it. And if we actually browse through the spaces, you can see that this space will be authorized to anyone that holds MiamiCoin. This one will be open to anyone that owns at least 30 stacks. Again, we have multiple spaces. You can go to find a space. There are, here's at least 100 MIA. The one we're going to be working on today, though, is the city desk, because that is what the lock is kind of hooked up to. So you can see that we have the space right here, and we have this kind of like access portal button. And you can see that right now I don't own any stacks, and that is because I am not logged in. So let's do that real quick. And so this is using Web3 kind of technology right here. They have Stacks has a whole library that makes doing stuff like this easy. And so we are all logged in now, and let me just see if we can refresh the page. So when we refresh the page, you can see that now it already pre-checked in my wallet that I have at least 30 stacks token. And for right now, the browser extension, for whatever reason, isn't loading, but I promise you I have 35 stacks tokens in there. And so what's going to happen is when I click this button, a bunch of magic is going to happen. And basically what that winds up is this. So excuse the mess and the dust. I'm kind of in a spare room. But this is a Raspberry Pi right here that is controlling essentially a 5-volt relay switch. And that will all drive this tiny little lock. It's a little solenoid lock, so it should actuate itself. And the plan is that when I click this button, this lock will close for a period of time and then open after another period of time, which would simulate the same as when you use like an RFID key or something. So I was going to say, let's just show it, right? So let's turn on this, and we'll put the power on. And you see we're running the Raspberry Pi kind of on the desktop right here. Here is the lock. And let's see if I can get both in the same shot. Okay, so I'm going to click this button, and we should see the lock actuate. And then after some period of time, it'll unlock. And that's pretty much it. And we can click it again because I'm authorized. So a little bit of a delay, but and enough time certainly for if this was a real lock for someone to open the door. Right now, the wallet isn't supported for mobile web, so right now it's kind of a desktop only application, but when that comes, I hope to support it. And okay, back on the mount. And yeah, so that is my project. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. Hopefully this could see some real world utility one day, but as far as proof of hold goes, it's certainly an important concept, and it gives you access now to, right now I know there are projects around proof of hold for digital communities. Well, now there can be proof of hold for physical spaces as well, or other things that we can do where we start to blend the kind of crypto universe with our real life and give it more utility. So that's it. That's my submission. Thank you for watching. Again, everything about this I'm going to put on GitHub, but if you have any questions on how I built it, I'd be happy to answer them. And that's it. Thanks.